Hey everybody, I'm back with another M4 Mac Mini video. So it's been a few months since I released the last two videos regarding my M4 Mac Mini setup. There's two videos. One was my initial kind of reaction and the setup, and then I had this idea of like really minimizing my setup for the Mac Mini. So I have a 3D printer, which is an amazing thing. If you don't have a 3D printer or know anything about 3D printers, check out our video where we unboxed our Bamboo A1. I'm new to 3D printing and this thing is amazing. I 3D printed this little box right here, which holds my Mac Mini. And I'm just realizing that this thing is in the shot and it's kind of a distraction. And that's anyway. So I'm just monitoring. This is my my iPad here. I'm monitoring this camera right here because it's gonna come in handy later. So don't worry about it. Anyway, this is what I did. So I got this little base that I 3D printed, and I was able to put my Mac Mini in there and attach it to the VESA mount or VESA mount, however you want to say it, to the back of this LG monitor. Now, this is like a I think it's a 27-inch LG 4K monitor. I got it secondhand on Facebook Market. It looks great. It works great. However, look at this. The base for this thing is, it's horrible. Like, look at this. It just wobbles all over the place. But then I remembered that back in the day when I was using my 27-inch iMac, I actually bought this mount. That's dust on it. And I actually mounted I took the base off my iMac and I bought an adapter plate that will fit this VESA mount. And this thing, you know, if you loosen these bolts, this kind of goes up and down. So I had it at this level because I had a very specific, like one of those Hutch computer desks, and my iMac fit perfectly in there, only on this base. And this thing is great because it's heavy. If I can get this thing to work and transfer it to here, however, if I could put the monitor on this VESA mount, I lose the iMac mount. So I went to the place where you always go when you are in need of something and you don't know what it is or what it's called, but you know somebody must sell it. Amazon. And that's where I found this plate right here. This guy right here. This is an adapter plate. I haven't even opened it, but it has one square. One part of it is the VESA mount, and then the other part is if you want to mount. These are actually made for mini PCs. So it's a mounting extension bracket. I'm thinking I can mount this to the back of the monitor, then mount the new bracket, the new stand, to one side and put my Mac Mini 3D print bracket on the other. And now I'll have a sturdier monitor that I can have at this desk when I'm working here in the studio. But you know, sometimes it gets a little lonely here in the studio and I want to like go to the other side of the house where my rest of my family is. So I could actually take this whole thing with me and do that, because the great thing about this is what I did in the back, as you remember if you saw in the other video, is I got this little power strip that is 3M'd Velcro to the back of it with these little short run cables for the power, for the HDMI. I have this little, this is a external drive. This is for the Mac Mini. I have this little USB little hub that, you know, I even 3D printed this other little, I'll show you down here. I even 3D printed this other little bracket right here that I was able to put this USB extender cable in it. And then this is awesome. So this gives me like a USB in the front of the monitor. And now I have like a USB in the front. So anyway, I basically made my own M4 iMac here without having to buy an M4 iMac, which I love because it's DIY, it's kind of budget friendly. Like this thing was like, I think 12 bucks on Amazon. The mount for the Mac Mini, I 3D printed. The little power strip adapter I found also on Amazon. Everything I've gotten on Amazon. I'll link it all below. So anyway, enough talking. I'm gonna try to mount this thing to the back and see how it goes. Look at that. It's so tiny. This is what I love about this Mac Mini, is that it's so stinking small. Actually, you know what? While I'm doing this, I'll give a quick update on the Mac Mini. I think there were a couple comments in my last video where they were like, hey, you didn't talk about the Mac Mini a lot. There's really not much to say. The thing is amazing. I went from, as far as my home computer, I went from a 2009, late 2009 iMac, 27-inch iMac. Worked perfectly fine for what I did at home. Light editing, internet browsing. So like 11 years, like 2021 was when it started to really show its age. The graphics card was going, it was slowing down. It wouldn't take any more updates. Anyway, long story short, finally upgraded to this. Now I have an M1, the Mac Studio M1 Ultra at work, and that thing is maxed out. My job paid for it. That thing works great, no complaints. A few bugs here or there, but that's because I migrated all my stuff from another Mac, and that's a whole other issue. Like, I think you're better off just starting fresh when you get a new Mac instead of migrating your files and stuff, because something always goes buggy. This thing right out of the box has been great. I've done some light editing on it. I did some Premiere, Adobe Premiere on it, and like I've never heard the fan go on. It's on all the time. I leave this computer on all the time. It just goes to sleep. I come back, I wake it up. I do mostly sending 3D prints to my 3D printer from it. And like I said, I've used it for editing a couple of times. I even did some light gaming on it. You know, even though there's not a lot of options for gaming, but I did play a few games that were a few years old on it, and everything works great, especially on this like LG monitor. I'm impressed. I have no complaints. So and this is the M4 Pro. I went with the Pro just to kind of give myself a little bit of leeway as far as power. I didn't upgrade the Ethernet, so this is still 1 gig Ethernet, but like you can literally go online. You can like go on AliExpress really, or Amazon, and get a Thunderbolt to Thunderbolt to Ethernet port, and get like a 2.5 gig NIC for it, adapter for it, which is I think what I'm gonna do in the future, because I'm in the process of upgrading my routers to routers that can handle 2.5 gigs. Not 10, I'm not gonna go 10 because it's way too much money at this point to do that. I have Cat 6 throughout the house, and I think I'm just gonna do 2.5 gig just for file transfers, just so that can be easier. I have a lot of like home videos on another drive running on an old Mac Mini that I'm using as a server. I'm not an expert on networking. I'm just trying to do the best for my home network here. Like I literally have 3 old Apple airports, the little tower ones, the tall ones. I have 3 of them scattered throughout my house, and that's how I get Wi-Fi throughout my house. It's not Wi-Fi 6, it's not proper mesh, I know, but it gets the job done. So anyway, here's the 3D printed base that I got. You remember that from the last video. Here's what we got. We got the VESA mount here. Now, I think what I'm gonna do is mount everything first, and then I might have to like look online to see how I can take this base off, because I'm not gonna use this base obviously. And while I'm here, I can let you know this is the LG 27UD58. It's a 4K monitor. It has 2 HDMIs and a what do you call this display port, a DP-in display port. I no complaints. It's great. It's fine for me. Is it the most accurate display ever? Is it like amazing for gaming? I wouldn't be able to tell you. All I know is it works great. So we got the power strip right here. We got my little external drive right there. Man, I found another HDMI cable that was a little bit longer than the other one, so I can run it there. I got the power running from the monitor to the power strip. I got the power cable from the Mac Mini, a short run to this power strip. I still have another regular plug open, and this little power strip has 3 USBs, which is great. So that way I can like charge my iPad and my iPhone while I'm close to this. And then I have this other little hub. You can't see it down here, but it's a little hub that's plugged into one of the 2 Thunderbolts on the bottom. And this one has 3 USB-Cs and an Ethernet, which I'm never going to use. But then also this other little short run that makes another USB in the front. The good thing about this is if I need more Thunderbolts, I would just eliminate these, and I have 2 Thunderbolts there. I still have 2 Thunderbolts up here, one of which I use this, again, I found this on Amazon, this little video capture HDMI, so that when I start to do live streams, hopefully in the near future, either here or on my other channel, Jedi Toy Masters, check it out, we'll be able to do live streaming, and this is like a mobile live streaming system. Now I have a wired Apple keyboard, and that's why I wanted extra USBs, because that's a USB keyboard. I could just get a Bluetooth keyboard. If I find a really good wireless keyboard, it would be kind of cool, and maybe even 3D print a mount for it on this side here that I can just slide it. I have a just a regular Apple mouse, which I plan to replace. And I actually 3D printed this cool little file to make it a little bit easier to handle. But I definitely want to get a different mouse. So any suggestions, hit me in the comments below. Any suggestions on a good, affordable wireless keyboard that maybe I can even 3D print a little mount for and then have it slide back here. So moment of truth, I'm going to sit it up and see how it is. I can't find my Allen wrench, because this, I could adjust it to make the monitor go up, but I think this should be fine for now. The good thing is that this base is nice and sturdy, way sturdier than the other one. Let me get this cable out of the way, and voila. Oh yeah, this is way sturdier to move around. It still kind of has this little thing, and I think it's just because I have to tighten the 2 Allen bolts in the back. I might bring it up a little bit because this might be a little bit too low the way where it's sitting, but look at that. Portable Mac Studio right here. You know, it's like an iMac, but it's not an iMac. And I love it because it's mine and it's original. It's original to me. So I love it. This is great. Even though it's a little heavier than the LG stand, like this is the stand that the LG has, which it's like plastic with a little bit of metal on the back. I did realize when I was taking this off that the 2 screws that hold it in were loose. So if I had tightened them, the stand would be a little bit sturdier. But I'm not convinced with this little tiny stand. I mean, look at this stand compared to like these giant feet here, you know, like this is like, it's heavier, but at least I know wherever I sit it down, it's gonna be sturdy. The one thing I might do is put some felt feet on the bottom so that it doesn't like scratch the surface of any table that I put it on. But I'm happy. This is great. This is great. So if you want to do something like this, hit me up in the comments below, and I'll link everything that I used in the description, in the video description. And again, no complaints with this M4 Mac Mini Pro. I'm glad I went with the Pro. It was a little bit more money, but I did the Apple financing, and it's like a year, no interest. So I just went for it. And I would hate to not have the Pro and kind of feel like I should have gotten it, you know what I mean? And have that little extra power in the processing power. But everything that I've done on it with this computer so far has been great. It's like comparable to my M1 Ultra, M1 Studio with the Ultra chip that I have at work. I'm gonna set this back up where I had it, and I'm pretty stoked. I'm gonna go find my Allen wrench so I could make some adjustments, get it to the proper height. Anyway, in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe and check out some of my other videos. And I hope to do more videos like this. Listen, I'm all over the place. I'm a DIY family man. I'm photography, video. Listen, there's some videos on here about my landscaping projects. So if you're interested at all in what a regular guy does, regular dad on a budget, who's trying to get some stuff done here on YouTube, check it out. I got some family vlogs there too, if you're into that. And if you're into Star Wars and toys and geeking out, hit me up over at Jedi Toy Masters. In the meantime, good night, and I'll see you later.